Hi, this is Brian with My Bella Basilicata, and we're continuing our series of short videos on genealogy research here in southern Italy. Today we want to talk a little bit about the history of the Italian peninsula and why that is important for your genealogy research. The history of what we now call Italy goes back thousands of years. And here in southern Italy, originally there was a group of people called the Lucani, who inhabited the area of what is now Basilicata and parts of Campania. And they were contemporaries with the Etruscans, the Italy north of the area of Rome that many people are familiar with. They were then incorporated with the Greeks, who made this area part of the Greater Greece. The Greeks were then conquered by the Romans, and the Romans, once their power waned, this area then became under the control of the Lombards, then the Normans. We also had influences under the Kingdom of Naples, which incorporated pretty much everything south of Rome, south of the Papal States. They were then ruled by some of the Spanish dynasties, the French dynasties, and there was even a period of Austrian control of southern Italy. The Kingdom of Naples became part of the Kingdom of Two Sicilies, and then that under the unification of Italy, the Risorgimento in 1861, Italy became a nation. So what we think of now as the nation of Italy has only been around since 1861. So that's important to understand for understanding where your family came from and what they are going to reference in where they came from. Since the country is relatively new and would have been relatively new when your ancestors emigrated from Italy in the 1880s, 1890s, 1900, or early 20th century, they would have associated more with the town that they were from and also the province. There was not as much association with the regions. For example, when Valerie started researching her family that came from Basilicata, we never heard the name Basilicata. We heard Potenza, which is the province, and various towns. So frequently they would reference the province because each province is named after a city, and that city is usually either the largest or the most important city in that province. So there'd be an association with the province and then also with their city. There's a very strong association with the town or the city that they came from. So when you start looking for where your ancestors came from, you're probably not going to see so much Campania, Puglia, or Basilicata as you might Naples, Potenza, Abadi. But those are all cities, and that can become confusing. But they might have been talking about the province. So then you got to find out what town they actually came from to be able to know what records to look for. So these are some of the things that can be important. History does play a role in when we do the research for our ancestors' genealogy from southern Italy. So we'd like to invite you to like our page on Facebook. You can also find us on Instagram, and you will find these videos on our YouTube channel,